Well, that Suzanne Charlton makes you look big, doesn't it?
Absolute 4'3", but my mum is actually smaller than Suzanne Charlton, if you believe that one. A full forecast in the next few minutes.
A teenager is being treated at the Hull Royal Infirmary for severe head injuries after he became trapped under a double-decker bus earlier this morning. Crews from the Humberside Fire and Rescue released the 13-year-old boy using high-pressure airbags after the incident on Station Road in Howden just after 8:30 this morning.
Well, the injuries are not life-threatening, but obviously there is still cause for concern. It's obviously not a pleasant sight to see someone being run over by a bus, and the school has put into its emergency procedures into place and is looking and counselling some of the children. Some of the children have gone home already with parents, but the school are looking after the children and making a good job of that.
And, of course, we'll have tonight on Look North at 6:30. Lincolnshire Police are searching a stretch of coast for a man who went missing while walking his dogs. 41-year-old Robert Walker was last seen early yesterday morning out walking his dogs. The police are continuing to search the coast between Sutton-on-Sea and Saltfleet Haven. Mr. Walker is 5'5" with dark hair and was last seen and a dark jacket. Police are investigating after a large amount of cash was found in a hedgerow at farmland near Frampton at Boston. A land worker saw a Range Rover with blacked-out windows pull up on the road leading to the RSPB centre and place a black bag in a hedge. He went to check and found the bag full of cash. Anyone with information is being urged to contact the police. It's hoped that river water could rid Hull of a smell which has prompted complaints for years. Yorkshire Water flushed 450,000 litres of water through the city's sewers earlier today. Officials hope the experiment will make the city's air...
Releasing very large amount of water into the sewer, and it is going to liberate a lot of stagnant material off the bottom of the sewer. We're sending a bolt of water right through the city centre, and we're hoping to do this on a weekly basis, dependent on tide and weather. So, fingers crossed, we'll see some good results. But until we try these things, we really don't know.
We'll have to wait and see. A familiar face has taken charge of Grimsby Town this morning. Alan Buckley has managed the club twice before and on both occasions earned the club promotion. Now it's hoped he'll save the club from relegation out of the Football League. Well, joining me now is the new man at the helm, Alan Buckley. Alan, I say new man, but you before they say never go back, but you're certainly going to do that.
Well, they said the second time I came back that you should never do that, but my experience of people like Graham Taylor and Howard Kendall going back to clubs has been sort of successful, really, so let's hope it's as successful the third time as the second.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, things are not too good at the moment. I mean, how much longer will it take, do you think, to get the reversal of fortunes? Because it's got to this quite quickly. Presumably you can't get out that quick.
Well, no, I mean, really the answer to that question is how long is a piece of string, isn't it? You know, obviously any managerial change is a result of sort of what can be classed as poor results, although the players have been very unfortunate with injuries and things like that. But obviously it's important on the training ground with them. Feel dreadfully sorry for Graham Rodger losing his job, but that's the sort of industry we're in. And it's very important that we take an upward turn in our fortunes very quickly.
So what's number one on your list of priorities then? Presumably with not a lot of money or not a lot of people going to the game, not a lot of money to buy people in, have you actually got to boost confidence and gee up the players that you've already got?
Well, yeah, I think really that would be a priority, Peter, for sure. You know, I mean, the important thing is really the 16 or 18 players that are currently here, and we've got to get the maximum out of them. When and if the time becomes right and the finances there to strengthen what we've already got, undoubtedly I would do so. But certainly a priority is to maximise what's currently here.
Well, we wish you well with the job, but Alan, thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure, Peter, thanks.
Talking of football, email from Shirley. With cleaning staff at the Hull Royal Infirmary having a five-a-side football match for children in need, we seem to be lacking a referee and a linesman. Not sure if you and Paul fancy the job. If we kick off at 7:30, just for an hour, that's enough for us oldies. So
I think you'd be a good referee. You get a load of stick. I think we quite enjoy seeing that, Peter. Anyway, what a glorious...
Out for a month after suffering suspected dislocation of his shoulder. He was injured during last night's Carling Cup win over Birmingham. He had to spend the night in hospital after being stretchered off.
Roy Keane is still getting used to life in the dugout. He believes Sunderland are more than...
Alan Buckley has been appointed manager of Grimsby for the third time. In his 2 previous spells, he led the club to promotion on 3 occasions and won the Auto Windscreen Shield. Buckley takes charge with the club third from bottom in League 2.
I lived around the area for nearly 20 years. I've managed the football club twice before. We've had a lot of success together. Deep down, really, I felt I'd always maybe got a stint in me at this football club left because of the way I left before. You know, we were in the first division, winning football matches then. The club currently finds itself languishing a little bit, and hopefully we can produce a bit of magic and upturn the playing fortunes. But certainly I think I've never lost a hunger or a desire to come back at the football club, and it is my local club. And as I say, the record's not too bad here, hence my appointment today. 2 promotions in the first 3 years and getting the club established in the first division, then the 2 Wembley wins and things like that, and promotion again, and comfortably placed in the first division at that time for a club of our stature was some going, I tell you.
It's quite clear in the 2 interviews that he had with the board that he's got all the hunger, the desire, the passion, the belief. He concludes that by describing it as unfinished business at Grimsby Town Football Club. He wants to get us back where we once were, back in the Championship, and our belief is that he can assist us to do that.
So a third stint in charge at Grimsby for Buckley, and it seems some managers just can't give certain clubs up. John Toshak has had 3 spells in charge of Real Sociedad, the last between 2001 and 2002. Toshak's also had 2 periods with Real Madrid as well. One other notable manager having several spells with the same club, Howard Kendall at Everton, had various spells at the club between 1981 and 1998.
And because although there are plenty of managers who've had 2 spells at one club, there are only half a dozen in English football history who've had 3.
So while you're racking your brains for a few names, here's John Shires.
Season. What's more, he did it on a shoestring and by playing attractive passing football.
I think it's a really good move, you know, because something desperately needed to happen.
The quality of his football is always excellent. He's done a great job before, and I think he could prove us as successful.
Alan's track record is getting the best out of players, and we're quite confident that he'll improve the players we've got here.
He's starting with the club's fortunes at a lower ebb than when he first joined in 1988. Saturday's home defeat by MK Dons, the prelude to the dismissal of Graham Rodger, left the Mariners only 2 places above rock bottom in the Football League.
I always felt that at the age I'm at, that I was a bit too young to retire completely and turn me back on football.
So, who are the other 3-time managers? Well, you got them straight away, didn't you?
Do let me fill you in, Duncan, because in recent history, Howard...
It's not going to be quite as sunny tomorrow, and that's because we've got all this cloud, steep the Atlantic ahead of it though. Well, we've still got clear skies and light winds, nothing to stop those temperatures just falling away and falling away very quickly. There's the blue, that's the frost. Now you can